بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين ونصلي ونسلم على من يسمى في السماء بأحمد وفي الأرض بمحمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين الذين أذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. This is installment or lesson number 16. As we've said, there's no set or particular syllabus that we have to complete in a specific time. This is not school, or you're not following a set syllabus from a university, for example. We do this at our own leisure. As we've said, we are following the methodologies that were set out in the ulum, the knowledge or the sciences of tafsir, interpretation, and every time we will give you a small installment. Okay, and as we've said the last time, we are continuing this installment with lesson 15. So maybe, if I can say so, school-wise, lesson 15 was, 15.1, and this one might be 15.2. Or if you want to, no problem, lesson 16. We've mentioned about the ego, that is the core, the center of all the sins, the center of every sin, of every rebelliousness against Allah and against subsequently our own nature. What is that? That's the ego, the nafs, the ego. And we have said also, when we look at, for example, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, we've said that the word ism means sima, means alama, means a sign, a symbol, something representing. And we've said that this whole universe in its diversity, everything Allah created with a multitude of variety and the diversity of life, there is unity there. But all of them come together with Allah or in Allah. And to Allah is the ultimate return, the ruju' al-mutlaq. As he says even here in Maliki Yawmiddin. To Allah is the absolute return. So there already. And it finds wahda, unity, ultimate return in the Lafzul Jalala, the name of Allah, with Allah Himself. Okay? And we've said, those who do not follow the obedience of Allah, because that is natural, they will find themselves way in the maghdubi alayhim. Maghdubi alayhim, they are outside of, it is not organic. It is organic for us to be in line what Allah wanted us to be, or how Allah wanted us to be. And if we do not follow that path as prescribed by Allah, hence He revealed the law, revealed the Holy Quran. Holy Quran is a book, is a guide for us to follow and to come ultimately to meld with Allah. The Quran, the other word of Quran is dhikr. It reminds us of our origin. And those who find themselves in the maghdubi alayhim, that is not natural. That level is level of tashattut, of tafarrud, is a level of how can we say, a lot of diversity, a lot of opinions, etc., which do not bring you to the ultimate reality, which is Allah. And there is where we find peace. There is where we find contentment with Allah Azza wa Jalla Sha'na. As Allah says, and let us come here to this beautiful ayah in Surah Al-Furqan, ayah number 43, where Allah says, أَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هُوَ. Don't you see, don't you realize those who take their own desires, their own opinions, their own waswas, what's been said to them through their own opinions, they are taking those opinions, those thoughts, those desires as what? As their ilah, as their God. They do not sift it through what? It must come through the filter of divinity. No. Any opinion that comes to your mind that satisfies yourself, void of others, those opinions, Allah says, that becomes their ilah, that becomes their God. For example, as we've said already, in marriage, do you think of your wife also? And do you understand and appreciate the differences? But at the same time, what are those issues? What are those characteristics that meld, that bring the two together, instead of those characteristics that's going to tear them apart? And those who are focusing on the tearing apart level, other than bringing together, let she be, she's an individual. Wife she is an individual. Let she grow as an individual. But there are points, there are common denominators between her and you. Or, her and the family as well. So there is, why do we say this? There should be unity. And many of those marriages, dissolve because of what? The hawa, the desires, the evil desires, my opinion, what I say. She must follow what I say. The family must do what I command. And the way you orchestrate your marriage life even is centered around what? What you say, what you want, what you impose. And that is what? Araita. Don't you see, manittakhada, those who take their God, what? Their own desires. And similarly, relationships as well. And we know too well the cause of wars on this planet. World War I, World War II, all the other wars. What's the cause of it? Ego. Ego at the center. And war caused so many destruction, loss of life, the suffering, etc. What was at the center of that? World War I obviously was a cause, love story, ego. And the king decided, no, he must mass his army to go and attack. And the same was the cause of World War and so many other wars in history. What was it? I need to expand. The more I own, the more I have land, the bigger my ego, the stronger my power. What is that? Ego. Every king and queen who used to invade, what? Ego. That's it. So the Holy Quran reminds us of Iyyaka na'bud. The central theme here is what? We think in terms of us. What is good for the collective? What is beneficial for the collective? How will the collective benefit? Not my own personal view, not my own personal idea, not my own personal opinion. How is it possible that we, and I want to highlight, I want to write it, with capital letters and make it bold and underline it even. We are important. not the I. Not the selfish I, the egotistic I, the arrogant I, the conceited I. That I caused destruction and war. Let us look at the Holy Quran is a central theme in the life of Muslims. Let us express here how the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Fatiha especially, it is the inaugurating chapter, but it is also barakah. How does the Holy Quran, at the center of the life of a Muslim is what? The Holy Quran. The Holy Quran, from the day you were born, you heard the Holy Quran. There was the iqamah and the adhan in your ears. And throughout your life, you had to learn also how to recite the Holy Quran. Now this is for Arabs and non-Arabs alike. And some non-Arabs even go further to go learn the Arabic. But the Holy Quran remains central in the life of a Muslim. Every achievement, when you have graduated at the certain levels of reciting the Holy Quran, then when you go ultimately in the Holy Quran, there is a celebration, isn't it, with your family, you as a child, with your family arranging, there is some nice ceremony, What's at the center of that? The Holy Quran. Every achievement, when you have passed a grade, when you, specific birthdays, what is it that your family arrange? They arrange dhikr. They arrange a ceremony. And what's at the center of that ceremony? The Holy Quran. Reciting the Holy Quran. Not to mention the holy month of Ramadan, when the Holy Quran is recited in its entirety. Then afterwards, when you are finishing with schoolwork even, there's also another celebration. And what's at the center of that? The Holy Quran. The Holy Quran is a central theme in the life of Muslims, whether it is even at your weddings, Holy Quran is recited. When it comes to certain important events, whether it is birthdays or any other achievement or any other celebration where the society is involved, Holy Quran is being recited. And let us look at, for example, throughout your life, the Holy Quran is important. Even at your death, the Holy Quran again is recited. Not only at your death, after your death, the 3 days, the 7 days, the 40 days, and the 100 nights, and even the 1 year, the Holy Quran is even recited. So the Holy Quran became a central theme. Let us look even, at this. The Holy Quran mentions about La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah. This shahada, this statement or this declaration. Where does it come from? From the Holy Quran itself. It means La ilaha illallah. There is no deity, there is no power, there is no beauty, there is no reality, there is no existence, there is no opinion, there is no thought, there is no creativity, there is no other theme that gives you importance other than that which Allah Azza wa Jalla Sha'na has allowed. There is no beauty other than the beauty of Allah. There is no power other than the power of Allah. There is no opinion. The Holy Quran states that is the constitution. Any other thoughts or ism that's not in alignment with the Holy Quran is, it is batil. It will not survive. It is falsehood. Why? Because it is not in alignment with the thought, with the idea, with the concept, as the Quran should be its basis. If it's not, then that particular thought or concept or idea or opinion or system or ism is bound for failure. Therefore, your ego, your thoughts, your opinions should be in alignment with Surah Al-Fatiha, with the Holy Quran, everything. And if it is not, it will be in the department of those things that will perish. The Holy Quran is also saying, it is a central piece for human nature. For example, it speaks about where do we come from as human beings? Why are we here? What is our purpose in this life? Okay, Holy Quran addresses all of these. Not only that, it speaks to the human being as a whole, and it speaks to the human being as a pair even, male and female, and it gives us the characteristics, the responsibilities and duties as males, what they're supposed to do, and as females, what they're supposed to do, and then they should come together as a family in this case, and then to bring those characteristics together, and how it will create harmony. So Holy Quran all dress, there is no other book who speaks about the cosmogenesis, the beginning of the cosmos, other than the Holy Quran. As Allah says, the fatq and the ratq, as it is in the Holy Quran, where Allah says about the creation of this universe, that there was first, a single mass, and then Allah says, فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا, and we have cleft them asunder, and that is the Big Bang. The Big Bang happened, yes, but not by chance, as we've explained it earlier, but not by chance. It was divinely designed. Allah was the one where that whole, and Holy Quran speaks about this. This is not, and then we look at the Holy Quran, it gives us civilization. And yes, it is important when we look at, for example, the Arabic. When we look at, for example, algebra, alchemy, alcohol, all of this is Arabic words. The Quran was centered. The Quran, if the Quran would not have been there, they most probably would not have been so important to the Arabic language. But because of the Holy Quran, it gave exceptional importance to the Arabic language. And hence, the Arabic, even if you look at the word algorithm, that's Arabic. And who were the ones who gave this? Even, for example, Saint Thomas Aquinas, in his, his thoughts were inspired by the ideas and thoughts and the ayat of the Holy Quran. So here you have algebra, for example, and who inspired this? It's an Arabic word. Quran gave civilization to humanity. And we would like to end here by saying, as we've mentioned here in the previous discussion, that if we look at, for example, Al-Jafr. Now Al-Jafr is what we have also in Hebrew, where you have gematria. Every letter in Arabic has a numerical value. And if you look at, for example, you can do the same with English, with the English alphabet also, where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, etc. Now Arabic also, as it was with Hebrew and the Aramaic languages, they had a numerical value for every letter. If we look at, for example, the word Allah. Allah equals what? 66, according to Al-Jafr. Those of you who want to go understand. Now, very interesting, when you look at the word Adam and the word Hawa, when those two's been added, also it gives you 66. What did we say in the early? You are created in the image of Allah. And what is your image? Your image is love. Your image is compassion. It's not, Allah's not physical like this. Allah don't have a body. This is restriction. With this you can't do a lot. You can't do a lot. But when you look at Adam and Hawa, it gives you 66. You are Adam and Hawa. You are the image of Allah. And what is that image? That image is love, compassion. That image is glory. That image is magnificence. That image is power. That image is beauty. That image is compassion. That image is magnanimity. That image is, and let me go on with the attributes of Allah. This is who you are. And when you look at the word ibadah, it comes from the word abd. Abd. What does abd means? To serve. You are here to serve Allah. Let me repeat, to serve Allah. Abdullah. I don't so much in this sense like the word worship. I prefer the word serving Allah. Serve Abdullah, as Allah says, وَأَنزَلَ عَلَى عَبْدِهِ. He revealed it to his abd, to his servant. Holy Prophet was a servant of Allah. In servitude to Allah. Not in servitude to what? Ego. Not in servitude to the own hawa, your own desires. No. You are serving Allah. Vis-a-vis serving your own ego. Again, Allah says, أَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ. Do you see the one who has taken as his Lord, as his God, what? His own hawa, his own desires. So here, in إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدْ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينَ, Allah already torpedo. Allah is gunning. Allah is attacking. What? The human ego. Already here in Surah Fatiha, as it is in the other verses of the Holy Quran, and I've just taken one here. This already is proving ego is the biggest problem for humanity. May Allah guide us. May Allah keep us on the path of Surah Al-Fatiha. May Allah imbue our thoughts, our being, our existence with His opinions, with His thoughts. May He inspire us that we walk on the path of servitude to Him, not to our egos. And may Allah be our guide. Allah al-Hadi. May Allah be our guide. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.